Okay, I don't know why the Moogle sounding like Australian is really funny to me. Very posh, yeah. Very posh. Let's do that. We're gonna leave him here for now. So that means let me update one thing to get him working. Okay, that's going. This is gonna work. And that means I just need to change the voice to that. We'll remove that. We'll add this one. And then, and that should work. Let's try it again. So, Kupo.
Good day, chat.
Hilarious. Okay. You guys got some insight into, I have like nested scenes and stuff on OBS. That's why you were looking into the void. I just moved that stuff around, but hell yeah. There we go. And he's more responsive now too. That service I used earlier had like character voices and stuff, and that's why I was using it. This one's a tad bit more drab or posh. I guess it's more posh. I like it, you know? Doesn't have as eccentric of voices, but it's still fun. Yes. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. He's on cooldown. All right. Sorry about the tech issues today, guys. It's been a day already, hasn't it? Arden Izunia, I wish I could do that too. I love Arden's voice, man. It's epic. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit here. As I mentioned before, I do want to...
What happened to my voice, Kupo?
Okay, I love this. We got some QOD responses coming in too. Keepers, help me get those logged, and we'll double back to those. But I want to backtrack a little bit to before the break, the too soon break, and I just want to touch base with Fao, because you said that you were kind of having a tough day today. Do you want to talk about that with us today, my friend? I saw you say that you can try to talk about it if you would like, so you're welcome to. We're here for you if we can do anything to help. And I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hope we can make your day a little bit better today. SW said it's been a few days for the Moogle. Probably needs to eat some chocobo. No, not to stay healthy or strong. Okay, to throw up maybe. He would do that. But oh my goodness, this poor guy. You always make my nights better, my friend. That makes me happy to know, Fao. Truly. I'm doing my job then. Like I said, man, this life is not perfect, and it can be messy, chat. But I really do want to help brighten your day a little bit, because I know that like I can't reach everyone. I know I can't do more than this for y'all, but sometimes this was what I wished I had whenever I was going through stuff too. It's just
Fart.
What? What is that? You're trying to... Of course. I was like, I bet you this is karma. It sounded like he was shouting obscenities, though. Fart. But yeah, man, like, on my tough days, I really just wished I had someone to listen. And I've had a lot of days in my life where I didn't have that. So, like, if we can provide that, we can give you some support, community can kind of rally a little bit, then happy to offer that, you know? Yeah. Oh, man. Dude, my lips have been so chapped lately. I don't know what's going on with that. Hero of Time. Oh, the man of the hour. He comes to grace us with his Triforcian presence. No longer is he terrorized by the spider that inhabited his home. And he bestowed upon us the wonderful question of the day that we are talking about today. What's going on, my friend? Welcome back to the fence. Do we got rice facts too? All right, Reeves, thanks for letting us know, man. We got rice facts, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, someone Kupo the rice facts. I want to hear this in Australian. I want Australian rice facts. All right. Val says, I'm just really struggling right now in the sense that, well, I don't know how to write it safely. I had a rough week with many flashbacks, and today I kind of reached my limit. I'm thinking about self-referring myself to the psychiatrist clinic because nothing I've tried seems to calm me down. Oh, man. So you're in a point that seems like it's kind of approaching crisis right now from the sounds of it. I'm so sorry to hear that you're dealing with the flashbacks and the PTSD symptoms right now. Val, that's so hard. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I can understand why you would say that it's difficult to talk about safely too. But we're here for you, you know? We're here for you. I wish I could give you a big hug right now. So accept this one from my camera self, okay? Listen, everything is temporary, all right? Things can get better. They do get better. This sucks though, man. I wish this wasn't happening to you. Adam hit us with, I see. So it's just exclamation point Kupo for the, what you call it, the TTS. The bot has to do like a secondary command to like interact with the thing that I'm using to make it work, because this event
Rice may
requires
vary
me
in
to
genetics, grain length, color, thickness, stickiness, aroma, growing method, and other characteristics, leading to many cultivars. For instance, over 9 major rice cultivars exist to make sake alone.
Oh, you
The
don't
two
say.
subspecies of Asian rice, indica and japonica, can generally be distinguished by length and stickiness.
Ooh.
Indica rice is long-grained and unsticky, while japonica is short-grained and glutinous.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Fair Moogle. You have done a service today by being the voice of Monkey Boy. That's fun, dude. I'll give whoever does it the guild. Oh, Reeps needed this to happen. He just needed it to happen. That's so funny. But yeah, man, I think that what you're going through right now, I can respect it, and I wish that there was more that I could do to help. Is there, like, if you're worried about talking about it in a safe way, you're more than welcome to try and like speak about it. Either you can talk about it vaguely. You know, if you need to issue some trigger warnings or something like that, you can still like open up about it as much as you'd like here. You're also welcome to open up about it in the peer-to-peer section of Discord. Like, no one's gonna judge you, dude, about what you're going through or anything like that. We just want to be here for you. But if you're gonna, you know, self-refer to the clinic, I mean, I've been in that position before, okay, where I felt like I needed that extra help. As an adult, I haven't gotten to experience self-referring so much, but I've supported a lot of people who have, and I know that can be the best thing for you if you're in a space where you're just not feeling safe with yourself. I mean, if we can get some resources in the chat too, keepers. This is just, I mean, Fal, I know you know about all these and everything, and you probably have someone that you're thinking of turning to right now already, but just in case, you know, you need anything else, or you just need to make a phone call or something like that, to talk to somebody who can help work through these things specifically with you right now. Yeah, please reach out, my friend. Please reach out. You're not alone. I was just talking about this the other day. I don't know
Take
if
it
this
from
would
the
be
Moogle that sounds
helpful
like
right
he's
now.
from down under. We're here for you, Kupo.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's funny, but also really sweet. The Down Under Moogle is here for you too. Oh, you guys are sweet. But like we were talking about this in relation to PTSD symptoms specifically, where there's a lot of research that had been done about like the visual processing center of our brains and how it's linked to trauma, specifically flashbacks, as a response to trauma. And that when we're experiencing high levels of distress and trauma, that you can play pattern matching games because they use the same centers of the brain, and the brain actually can't use that same center to focus on two major things at once. So it will pick the one that's the most engaging at the time. This can help to rewire some of our like trauma mechanisms, such as flashbacks during points of high stress. And so this might sound really silly, but it might be worth a shot. I've tried this for myself and it has helped me. But if you have like a pattern matching game like Tetris, or I don't know, Jen was playing Candy Crush to help with this stuff on her life. And she said that it was helpful. But if you have anything like that you can maybe just play for 10 minutes right now while you're kind of in this zone and see if that helps to just alleviate the stress level that you might be going through. It sounds silly, and I'm so sorry if this is like a stupid idea with what you're feeling right now. I'm not trying to trivialize it at all. I know how it sounds. But if you feel like you're in a space where like, you know, you're still wanting to try something before you take that next step, you might want to try to give that a shot and see if that helps. And if it doesn't, then I mean, you can still make the call, right? I don't know, man. It sounds like it's been a really rough day for you, though. And I'm sorry to hear that. I love you, Fal. You're going to get through this, okay? Hang in there. Why did the Moogle become Australian? Because his voice broke. His voice broke. He got too sleepy and tired, and his vocal coach said, "Hey, you need to take a rest." So we switched him up. Now the TTS service that I was using before, it seems to be down today. So I just switched his voice up.
I went through Australian puberty.
That too. Oh man. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Fencers, I appreciate you so much. Whenever this stuff happens and you rally together, like that's so important. Thank you so much for being there for each other. It means a lot, really. SW said, totally get the flashback thing. I tend to experience it through dreams, which is amazing for sleep, as you can imagine. But all this to say that you for sure aren't the only one. Yeah. Yeah, not at all, man. Foul says, yes, thank you. It's just, I don't know. I'll try the peer-to-peer channel because of trigger warnings and stuff. It's not a stupid idea. I have things that do help me that might be weird to others, so don't worry. Oh, I appreciate the validation. Even in a distressing moment in your life, you are still like, your heart is so huge, Foul. You're still thinking of others and still being kind. Man, that goes leaps and bounds to say something about your character. It makes me like a little sadder and frustrated for you too, that like you're going through this because you so don't deserve to feel the way you're feeling right now. I'll be thinking about you, and I will check in with you in peer-to-peer too later if you want to talk about it more there. Because yeah, man, you got to be there for each other when we're going through it, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are like, it's funny, like the self-help stuff, right? That we do to try and like help us out whenever we're going through like a tough time mentally. There's a lot of things that like we can do that's small, that look silly, but are actually like really cool and really helpful. We talked about a mirror thing a couple streams ago. Like one of the things that I used to do is like look at my reflection in the mirror. And when I was struggling really, really hard with depression, I was doing this because I was dealing with like suicidal tendencies, and I was dealing with like self-harm and just really struggling in those departments. And like I was at a loss. So I was talking to my therapist. I was like, what can I do? How can I break this cycle? Like, I don't want to be in this space. And she gave me a bunch of different tips to try. And one of them was this mirror trick where she was like, just every day, like stand in front of your mirror, look yourself in the eyes, tell yourself you love yourself, and say something nice about yourself. And like, it took me a little bit to get on the outside of myself. Like I kept thinking about what it would look like or what it would sound like to anyone else who was kind of coming in and might catch me in the middle of this process or something, like talking to myself in the mirror. Like sounds crazy, right? But like once I got over that and I kept doing it, man, it worked. It really helped to build me up, and it gave me a voice to challenge those negative thoughts that I was having about myself when they would come up, which I wasn't expecting, but it gave me like I had like a counterattack now, right? Because it wasn't all of a sudden there was more than just one voice that was ringing in my ears whenever those things would happen. It wasn't just the part of me that was cutting me down. It was also there's this part of me that I've been using, that I've been building myself up with. And so I wasn't like, one of them wasn't like super, it wasn't as overwhelming, I should say. But you know, something like that, it sounds cheesy, but man, it's that kind of stuff that I think that it really does help with us, or help us to feel better, you know? If it works, it's not silly. That's what I think. SW said, yeah, Tetris helps me a lot. Any normal version's good, but the game Tetris Effect is wild. Syncs the visual and auditory environment with the gameplay and kind of makes Tetris the entire world. Dude, I want to play Tetris Effect so bad. I have never played it. Can you believe that? Man, yeah, I really want to play Tetris Effect. I've heard it's incredible. Okay. I'm going to divert a little bit here, and we're going to go to some question of the day responses. So those who are just coming in, we are going to be playing Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts trivia around 6 o'clock. What I'm also going to activate right now as we go into our discussion is song request. So feel free to request songs here in just a second. I'll let you know when it's live so you don't waste your guild just yet. Not that you're ever wasting it, but I don't want you to spend it before it's active. You know what I mean? So let me give me a second to turn it on. And then keepers, just help me set the volume correctly. We want it to be a bit low, but still audible, you know? So that'll be available. It'll cost 1,500 gil per song request. You can request up to 10 songs in the queue, or 5 songs in the queue at any given time per person. And then the maximum length is 10 minutes. So you got, if you're a prog rocker out there, you can still share some of your jams too. It'll be totally okay. And I think, let me make sure this is on. It's good to go. So feel free to do it to it. And give us a soundtrack while we are discussing our question of the day. Here we go. All right. That didn't work. Oh, that might have been, oh yeah, that's the wrong one, huh? That's the wrong one. Okay. Oh yeah, don't post the link. There's a couple ways you can do it. I'm just gonna get a song started up here. You can do !SR, and then at the end of the YouTube URL, just the characters that are after the equal sign. You can put that in. There's like a tag that the song request system will be able to read, or you can type in !SR and then the artist and title in the chat, and it'll do its best to find the correct video for that. But yeah, sorry about the mix up there. So let's see. Reggie answered the question of the day, and Reggie says, my biggest, again, we're talking about the greatest struggles you've had to face in your life so far, and how did you conquer it? Reggie says, my biggest that I've had to face in my life was the death of my uncle and grandpa within back-to-back months of each other. And to be honest, I know this is going to sound jokey, but it's true. But I binged a whole buttload of Yakuza 0 and attaching myself to the character of Majima and using him as my course of comfort when the feels were hitting really, really hard. And see, that doesn't sound jokey or silly to me at all. And you're in the right community for this too, because I think so many of us turn to video games to find strength, to find comfort, to get through the difficult times in our lives. And I know I've done this a bunch. I mean, last stream, I just talked at length about how Final Fantasy VII was that to me, right? And so like, I respect very much how Yakuza played a very strong and supportive role in your life during that time. And my condolences to your loss as well. I mean, I know I've said this to you before, Reggie, but I know losing your uncle, your grandpa, like that's tough, man. That's really tough. And even if it's been a while now, I'm sure you still like carry that in your heart. But I'm so glad that you were able to use this medium that you already connected with in video games to find some way forward through that. That's really cool, dude. Thank you so much for sharing too. I really appreciate you opening up about that. This is a tough question, y'all. Not everyone's gonna feel comfortable with this one. If you're in that camp, don't worry about it. You know, you don't have to answer. But I appreciate everybody who is sharing their stories because we're all getting to learn from each other through this, and I think that's really valuable. Before I jump into the next one, I saw a response here from Chameleon Karma that said, I actually do something really similar. I've got a lot of issues about my appearance, so when I'm having these issues, looking in a mirror and finding something that I like, specifically my eyes or my facial structure, and while I might not be happy with my body as a whole, I still have things to remind me that it's got positives just as much as the negatives. That's so freaking awesome. Karma, seriously, that's so freaking cool. You know how many people have such a hard time looking at themselves, whether it's in the mirror, in the camera, so I understand where some of these feelings come from too, because I can also feel like a little cringed out by myself at times. Like, why do I make faces like that? How come I stand that way? Just weird things. I also get like really hung up on like facial impurities because I don't know what it is, but I don't have really bad acne, but if I have like even small blemishes, there's something in my head that's just like obsesses over them. And so I've had to work on that side of myself a lot too. So like for a while, I just like didn't look at my face in the mirror to avoid that. But then I was like, that's probably not very healthy either, you know? So like a lot of people struggle with that. And the fact that you realize that, and then you're like, you know what, here's the way I'm going to counter that. And did it through like facing into it that way, giving yourself new examples of, hey, it's not all just negative whenever I see myself. There's positives too. It's really cool, dude. Really proud of you for that. Fab, it's in P2P. Cool. Cool. Are you cool if we or if I talk to you about it there, like after the show, when I have some extra time, or is this something that you want me to look at now? Like, how best can we support you in this moment? Also, community, fencers, if you would like, and you're feeling up to it right now too, check out the peer-to-peer channel, and feel free to talk with Val about what they're going through right now. If you have any insight or just, you know, a listening ear, every little bit helps, I know. Reggie said, not my face, but I definitely have a hard time with how I sound with my voice. You know, that's even more common. Because like you're used to hearing your voice with the added like reverberations of your skull as well, which gives it like a warmth that it doesn't actually have to everybody else, right? So when you hear that, it's almost like listening to someone sing like on a recorded track without reverb, and it's weird, you know? Just feels uncanny. I struggled with that for a long time too. But then I got over it because I listen to myself all the freaking time, being that I do this and also make music and stuff, you know? But yeah, it's like weirdly uncomfortable hearing your own voice in a recording. So questions of the day. I'm gonna double back here to get to some more responses. Again, this question comes from our friend Hero of Time. And if you ever would like to ask a question of the day to the community, in Discord, there's a channel called Viewer QODs. Post your question there, and it might get selected for a stream question of the day. All right, so I saw we had one from Jenny. See if I can still grab that one and pull it up. It might have gotten a little messed up on my bot. Oh, look, there it is, actually. Check it out. The Cliff! He's back! So Jenny answered the question of the day by saying, probably the time I left home during college. It's probably the lowest point that I've ever been at. And how did I handle it? I relied on the kindness of Felipa's parents to take care of me for a few years. Man, you know what? And I remember how you were struggling during that time too, because you were talking to us about it. And how big a role that Felipa's family was taking in your life. And I think that's really cool. Like, did you, like when you say they were taking care of you, like, did they talk you through some of what you were feeling and stuff too? Or like, how were they able to support you through that, if you don't mind me asking? I think that's really cool, man. Like, when you leave home for the first time too, it's like, there's so much that can happen. There's so much change that's taking place. There's new people, new environments, and especially if you deal with any sort of neurodivergency, that level of change is pretty massive. And it can feel very overwhelming. So I'm really glad that you were able to find some support in other people too, and that they were kind to you to go through that. It just took you in. They gave you a place to call home. That's massive. Oh my God, Ghosty. That boss fight. They must have tried to pull like an hour-long version or something like that. You might have to just find it. That's a good song, though. I'm excited about this. But yeah, that's so cool, man. Thank you for sharing, Jenny. I had a couple people in my life that did that for me too whenever I was struggling. Like one of my friends, his name's Robert. He gave me a place to live for a little while whenever I had gone through like a bad breakup and was displaced from my home for a while and stuff. And he really helped me out alongside my grandfather, who did the same for me. I was kind of bouncing back and forth between their homes. And that really, really helped me to sort of get back on my feet and figure out what my next step was. That was a pretty difficult time in my life too. So, I mean, it's different, I'm sure, but I can relate to that aspect of it a little bit, Jenny. Can we call the constant cycle of death and life for Radcliffe the Radcliffe Wars? This poor black mage man is just going through it, dude. He's experiencing the Radcliffe Wars. I'll allow it. That's a good moniker for this. Dude, when will they stop? When will the Radcliffe Wars end? 30-minute countdown. 30 minutes until trivia, chat. Those of you who are wondering too, we are going to have a little bit of a longer stream today. I started an hour early. I'm probably still going to end around the same time I usually do. I just wanted to be able to hang with our like overseas friends as well today. When Guilford the Kupo ends, then the Radcliffe Wars end. I guess that's fair. That's true. The Radcliffening. The cliffening. That's so funny, dude. Oh, I love this song. Down, down by the river. I was obsessed when we did this quest. God dang. I need to get back to Baldur's Gate, dude. Oh, everyone who's following the channel, enjoy your new follower emotes, by the way. Speaking of the Adventures of Problems Fitzgerald, enjoy the Problems emote and enjoy the Oscar emote. Looking forward to learning if he officially lives or dies in stream lore. Radcliffe, yeah. By the end, we'll have our answer, right? September 26th, that's what we'll know. We'll be like getting ready to raid, and that'll be what everyone's waiting for on bated breath is like, wait, what's the final state of Radcliffe going to be? I guess when Gil for the Koopa is over, we will end the Radcliffe Wars on a cliffhanger. Oh! Karma says, same, I want to play it again so bad, but I want to do a playthrough with other people next time. See, and that's where I got tripped up, is I started campaigns with like a couple of different groups, and then I just like got locked up. We never finished any of them. My stream playthrough, is that the one I got the furthest in? No, my playthrough with Jen in our campaign is the one I got the furthest in. But we had like the one on stream with problems, and then I had one with like Andy and Jen, and then I had one with Warden Cygnus and Jen, and then we had one with Reaps and Jen. And they're all different, man, but we're just like perpetually in Act 1. This might be a hot take, but I think that Birth of a God is better than One Winged Angel. Oh my God, Ghosty. I was gonna say there's not always stuff that we agree on, but this is definitely one that we do. But that's not true. We agree on a bunch of stuff. This is definitely another one of those, though. Birth of the God, high five. It's superior, hands down. Freaking incredible, dude. Whenever I played Final Fantasy Remake, 7 Remake for the first time, and we're in like the parking garage for the Shinra building, Birth of a God motifs play during the battle music that's taking place there. And I was losing my mind whenever I heard them. I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome, because it just like the symbolism that was there, the foreshadowing that it was causing, just from the music, man. Nothing was happening with Genova or Sephiroth or anything right there in that moment, but the fact that it was there put them in my head. And I was like, I know what we're coming up against, like later on. Holy crap. That's so cool, dude. Yeah, Birth of a God is amazing. Later on this evening, we are doing the Outlast trials. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell. And I'm here for it. I'll tell you all right now, too, trigger warning for anybody who might need it. But when we play Outlast Trials later on in the stream, because it sounds like it's going to get game ticketed, there is going to be like, trying to think of how to say it. It's a very graphic game, so there's gonna be a lot of gore. There are gonna be themes of like violence, including like sexual violence, because some of the characters are like insane in those games. A lot of blood, a lot of gore, and then just like flashing lights and stuff like that because of like the night vision that we'll be flipping on and off often. I just want to give you all a heads up about that. So if that's not your cup of tea and that's something that's like gonna freak you out, I'll say again before we start that game. But just wanted to give you all a heads up about that. It's a wild game. But for those of you who want to stick around and watch it, it is pretty awesome. I love horror. It's like one of my favorite genres of games, period. And we don't play them a lot here on the stream. But like I love them so much. It's so fun. So Outlast Trials is the Outlast game that's multiplayer. So we're gonna play with a few community members tonight. Good stuff, dude. We did it last week as well, and it was horrifying. Karma said, I started playing Remake, never played a Final Fantasy game outside of like 30 minutes of FF14. And it's so much fun. The world feels so alive. Karma, I'm so excited for you, dude. That's amazing. Yeah, the world of Final Fantasy VII is incredible. And Remake just did a great job of bringing it to life in the modern day. And then some, man. They gave it a nice splash of color there, too. It's so good. I I hope you continue to enjoy it. I would love to talk with you about it as you get further and further into the game too. What's something about it that you're enjoying so far? Yep, you know what's coming in the game's giving you little hints. Yeah, it's so cool, dude. I love when devs do that with music. I like Battle on the Big Bridge, says Val. Dude, that's one of my favorite Final Fantasy tracks, period. It's so cool. I remember when I was getting into guitar in high school and I started watching people like cover video game music, there was an artist named Kira Kenton Fox. And this guy did so many Final Fantasy and like anime covers on guitar. And first of all, the dude was incredible. He wore like a fox mask. And it was just like, he just rip it on the guitar, man. But one of the songs that he covered was Battle on the Big Bridge. And it was perfect. It was so perfect. I had a whole new appreciation for that track after I watched that person perform that cover as well. 'Cause I already liked it, but like, it was like so cool to hear it fully realized in that way with the guitar. Just it's awesome, dude. But yeah, that's a cool track. That's why I'm so excited as well about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Gilgamesh being in there. Like, I want to battle that guy and hear their version of Battle on the Big Bridge while we fight. That's got to be so cool. Here's another hot take from Jenny saying, I prefer the world's enemy to One-Winged Angel. Is the perfect for the culmination of Sephiroth's downfall. I don't know the world's enemy. Is that like in Remake Rebirth? I just don't know it by the title. Karma's currently looking for cats. Oh, the cats! The cats! Bigamous Rex! Oh, I love him. I love that side quest. Karma said, I really enjoy the combat and the ability to switch characters. It's such a smooth transition to other characters as well. Right? Right? It's not like janky or jarring or anything like that. Like, everything just flows, man. Yeah, the battle direction in those games is just top notch, dude. I've been thinking about it lately, and I think that Cloud had the right of it when he was talking to us about it a couple streams ago. But like, if you're new to the Final Fantasy series, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a really good first choice because, one, not only does it modernize Final Fantasy combat in a really nice way, but there's so much that exists in that battle system that you're going to see from the entire Final Fantasy series. You know, there's just stuff going on there that, like, all the way from the turn-based days through the up to now where we're in the action era of the Final Fantasy series. It's just like, it's all there, man. There's traces of all of it in that battle system. And it's really, really cool how they pulled that off. In some ways, believe it or not, in some ways, it reminds me of Dissidia Duodecim when they implemented the menu-based battle system in that version of the game, which was also really well done, but in a similar fashion to how they were looking at like the classic mode for 7 Remake. But yeah, it's just a nice blend. And I think it gives you a good vertical slice of what you can expect from Final Fantasy battle systems across the entire franchise. That's cool, man. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I'm gonna need to get that Gil from the trivia to get the GT. Oh man, you're gonna need that trivia Gil. Well, in 20 minutes, man, you'll have the opportunity to nab it. When you think about Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth is like FF12, you only have one attack command, or only have an attack command. Yeah, and see, Final Fantasy XII was doing something interesting, but it was trying to, like, it took the battle system from its MMO and tried to, like, make it more engaging in a single player experience, and it just felt too much like an MMO battle system to me for me to really enjoy it that much. Because it was so slow paced, you know? But they've come a long way since then for finding a way to like blend the turn-based and the action gameplay into one. It's really cool. Oh, that track is in Crisis Core. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then I've definitely heard it. I just don't know it off the top of my head. Crisis Core's music's so awesome, dude. Um, okay, doubling back to some question of the day responses here. We got several that came in. So let's see. Chameleon Karma answered the question of the day. And I'm going to see if I can actually find it up here. Here we go. Karma said, the thing that I've struggled with the most in my life was in 2020. And while I'm not comfortable talking about specifics and I've not gotten over or past it yet, I will say that trying to take things one day at a time sometimes helps a little. That's great, man. This is like a mantra of mine too, that I always turn back to no matter what difficulty I'm facing, is that like, you know, one thing at a time. Just take it one thing at a time. Because like when things feel overwhelming and like insurmountable, like you're feeling like you're under this emotional barrage of things that's going on. And it's like, how can I possibly do anything about this? How can I possibly get through all of this at once? Just the overwhelming nature of it makes things seem hopeless, you know? And that's where like that despair really comes in. I've always found some solace in this same thing though, trying to take things one day at a time, one moment at a time, one thing at a time. Always reminds me that like, okay, this is all going on, yes, but all I have to do is face it one thing at a time. And like I will make progress every time I do that in getting through it. That's how I've gotten through everything else before. It can definitely help to, you know, give some strength, offer some hope during those moments. But it's tough, you know? It's tough. And in 2020, clearly whatever happened really stuck with you. I mean, 4 years have gone by, which isn't that long in the grand scheme of things, but it is a long time. It is a long time. And I imagine that where you're at with it now is so much further ahead of where you were back then. But I can appreciate just the level of impact that it had in your life if you're still working through it and you still feel like it's something that like you need to get a little further along in before you can feel comfortable talking about it too. My heart's with you, buddy. You're going to get there. All right? I believe in you. Thank you for sharing with us, Karma. Always appreciate it. Again, the question of the day today, everybody, is what's the greatest struggle you've had to face in your life so far, and how did you conquer it? This comes from Hero of Time in our Discord community. And Reaps has an answer to this question of the day as well. So Reaps says, the hardest moment I've had was a breakup I went through in Washington. I had been with that partner for about 4 years and relied on them for a lot of things. Being in Washington, I was all alone and really only had that person. I was also about to get laid off, so it was so much. I cried a lot and had to figure out a way forward. Thankfully, I had Vince and other great friends to help keep me up, but it was a rough one, and I learned a lot. Man, I now remember that too. I felt for you so strongly in those moments as well, man. There was like so much that I could relate to for one, but also like just what you were going through, like how you felt. My heart ached for you, and I wanted you to know that you weren't alone going through it. And I'm so glad that I was able to be one of those friends that was there with you during that time too, man. And you did it, man. You made it through. And look at you now, doing freaking awesome stuff. Stuff that you probably couldn't even have seen yourself doing back then. It's wild, dude. But yeah, breakups are hard, man. Breakups are some of the hardest things that I think a lot of us will go through in our lives. And like they get trivialized a lot when we're young because they're like, oh, you break up all the time. You date someone and then you don't work out and you just, you try again. But like, dude, breakups are traumatic. Breakups are like the sure form of trauma that anybody who gets into a relationship will go through if that relationship ends. Because there's so much attachment there, right? Even if you're going about the relationship in a healthy way, like you grow attached to a person. You build up hopes and dreams and possibilities and ideas. And then if it doesn't work out, like it's a collapse, and the loss of those dreams, ideas, and etc. initiates a grieving process because literally you've lost something that's more than just the person. It's everything that was tied to that person and everything that tied you two together and that you had, and there's a lot there. So they can be some of the most difficult things that we will go through in our lives. Um, but yeah, man, like having people in our corner during those moments can really help. I know that the ones that I've gone through, if it wasn't for my friends, if it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't have been able to get through them the way that I did. And I mean, I still struggled really, really hard. But thanks to the people around me, I was able to pull through and move forward. Um, and obviously, my life's in a great place now, and I have a great relationship and all that. But like, there was during those times in my life, I was like, there's no way I could ever have that or deserve that or this could ever get better or I needed people around me to help remind me that there was more going on than just what I could see in those moments. And that's again where the value of connection is found. It's a very important thing in our lives. Reeps, thank you so much for sharing this with us, man. And dude, I'm so proud of you and all the progress that you've made in your life too, and how far you've come. It's awesome. Thank you for sharing your stories, everybody. It's super good for all of us. Just to be exposed to them and understand that other people are going through these things too helps us to not feel so alone, because someone out here in the chat might be going through something similar or still trying to like recover from something like that, So I appreciate everybody who's sharing. Oh, here we go. Here we go, man. We got some. Is this Persona? Yeah, dang right. Jaldabaoth. I don't even know how you say that actually, but I love it. This is like such an SMT track, by the way. Just something you would expect to hear from a mainline Shin Megami Tensei game. All right. We got some more question of the day responses here. Are we ready? You guys got such big hearts, man. I wasn't expecting this many responses to this question today because of the nature of it, but so many of you have chosen to share and open up. I just want to take a second to say thank you for that, because it's really, really cool. These are not easy things to talk about, Some of us are in different stages of like healing from these things that we've gone through too. And so I just want you to know that I respect wherever you're at. I respect everybody who is sharing, and just thank you so much for it. It's good to be able to connect with each other on real levels, Not that we don't do it in other ways, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to talk about like real things going on in our lives, because we don't know how people are going to take it, or if people are going to care, and kind of scary, you know what I mean? But I've always appreciated that this is a place where like we can face into that fear and then be met with like compassion, not no judgment or anything like that. So, it's pronounced Yaldabaoth. That's how it's spelled, Adam. And I think it's the Bouth part that was tripping me up. Is it Bouth or Baoth? I'm sorry. That probably came out a little more critical than I meant it to, but that's just funny to me, Adam. Engineering Madness answers our question of the day. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find it here if I can pull it up. It's Bouth. Bouth. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm not able to find it on my thing, but I can still read it out. So, Engineering Madness answered the question of the day saying, that would probably be a couple of years ago when I had to do my maths exams to continue studying engineering. I have this calculia. Yeah. So it was incredibly hard, but with a lot of help and some serious determination. Not only did I pass, I was top of the class. That's so cool, man. Holy crap, that's so cool. I want to use this as an example too of something that I think it happens a lot. Has anybody ever felt like I want to do something, but I don't have the same level of talent at it that people around me have? And because of that, I feel discouraged for doing that thing. Maybe that's actually not for me. Anybody ever feel that way? You ever have something that you're just like, man, I would love to do this, but like, I'm not good enough at it, so maybe I can't do it. I have felt that on so many things. But what Engineering Madness is sharing here with us is that like they had a disability that made like immediately created a huge barrier of entry into a profession that they wanted to delve into. They had to work through it in order to pass their class. And when they put all that energy into it, not only did they pass their class, but they were at the top of their class. Likely
Everybody
because of how
stutters
hard
one
they
way
had to
or the
work
other,
at
so
it.
check out my message to you as a matter of fact. Hey, don't let nothing hold you back. If the scat man can do it, so can you.
I'm the scat man. Dude, thank you, Australian Moogle. What's up, Reeps? Welcome back, dude. But yeah, like Engineering Madness had to work really, really, really hard to overcome that hurdle that was in his way so that he could achieve the thing he wanted to achieve. And because of that, they excelled. And the thing that's very amazing about that to me, and that we should all learn from here too, is that like when you have to work harder at something than other people do, there's a lot of growth and progress that you are able to gain from that experience that people who don't have to do that are not able to acquire. I don't know if anybody here is a My Hero Academia fan. Any My Hero fans? No? Just me? I'm sure that's not true. I bet a few of you are. There's a character in My Hero Academia called Lemillion. And
Ski by
Lemillion
dibby
is a
dib
guy.
yo da dub dub yo da dub dub ski by dibby dib yo da dub dub yo da dub dub.
Da dub yub dub dub dub. But Lemillion, yeah, hell yeah, Reeps. Lemillion is a character who has a quirk that is very difficult to use, right? The quirk is his superpower. He can use it to like phase through things, but also it can be a very dangerous quirk where if he uses it wrong, he can like cut himself in half and stuff like that, you know? So he had a power that was difficult to use, was told he didn't have to try to become a hero, but wanted to anyway. And his greatest strength isn't his superpower. His greatest strength is his level of discipline that he got through like training and the mentors in his life and things like that. We got ads right now in the middle. Snooze them. Snooze them. We're in the middle of something. That scared me. I was like, are we in it right now? But we're not. It says it's in 3 minutes. But so this is a character that like he did not do well in his class. He underperformed in his tests. He made a lot of mistakes all the time, and then ended up becoming at the top of his class, and as one of like they call him like the big three in UA, which is the academy for heroes. He's one of those big three, which are like the top students, right? And then he was also, well, I won't spoil anything, but like he was just like super good, and people held him in very high regard, and he was very well respected. He was very strong, but he had to work so much harder than other people in his classes because he was trying to make up for lack of talent with development of skill and discipline. And I think that there's so much there, where like when we have to work harder for something, the payoff of that something when we actually attain it is so much greater than it would be if we didn't have to work as hard. So having to work extra hard on something, don't let that discourage you, chat. Don't let that stop you from striving to do something that you really want to do. Because once you reach that goal and you get there, you're going to be so much stronger than even the person who might have greater degrees of talent in that thing, but didn't have to work as hard to get to that level. Your potential is going to be exponentially higher. It's really, really cool how that works. Rose, what's going on? Welcome back to the fence. All right, looks like we got an ad coming up now, and I don't know if it actually got snoozed or not. In 1 minute. Ad break in 1 minute. Engineering Madness, thank you for your response, buddy. And then I think we caught up with them, actually. Right on. Chameleon Karma with drawing, that being the thing that you felt that way about. Dude, keep at it, man. I encourage you to continue to try to draw. If you got art in your heart, man, try to bring it to life and just keep working to get a little bit better every day. That's where it starts. All of that progress accumulates, you know, even if it seems like it's slow goings. Polterghosty purchased a Yozora challenge. Oh my god. When we come back from the ad break, we'll do the Yozora challenge, and then we're diving into trivia, because that's supposed to start up at 6 o'clock, all right? So, we're going to take a quick break. I did answer your question of the day, Reeps, a few minutes ago. Sorry. But it was a very well thought out one, so thank you for that, man. Check it out in the VOD, though, if you want to double back to it. Enjoy the ad break, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Thank you for tuning into The Fence. I appreciate you being here. All right, my friends, we are back. Thank you for tuning in to day 5 of Guild for the Kupo. Our second community day is upon us. And we just got our first Yozora challenge of the day. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Thank you, Karma. I appreciate it. Just before we dive back in and do our first challenge of the day, I want to acknowledge I saw Rose come in with their answer to the question of the day earlier, which our question today is courtesy of Hero of Time. And they ask all of us, what's the greatest struggle you've had to face in life so far? And how did you conquer it? I have a feeling mine's about to be this right here, but we'll see. But Rose says, greatest struggle. Wow, deep. As dark as this will sound, my greatest struggle was living. From 13 to 19, it was honestly a struggle to stay alive. Mainly my abusive mother and abusive school. Life didn't feel worth living. Sometimes I look back and think, how did I survive that? But you did survive it. You did survive it, and it's incredible. It's a huge nod to the resilience that you carry and the energy and strength that you were able to seize that brought you here too. And I'm sure, I mean, you had people that were there for you in your life too that helped you to pull through and to get here as well. But I know that you had to find something deep in yourself to be able to still maintain and keep that rolling. Also, yeah, I know you said it will sound dark, but like I think a lot of us have felt that as well. And so I'm still glad that you shared it, dark or not, because I think that it'll resonate with others who have felt like that's my answer too. Like living was the struggle, you know, because sometimes it feels painful. You know what I mean? I'm so glad that you're still here with us. I'm still so glad that you're able to be here to share that with us now. And I'm just proud of you, Rose. Keep fighting the good fight. Know that you're not alone. You got people who care about you. Thank you for sharing. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's give it a shot. I don't know how many attempts we've done on this. I haven't been keeping track. We're currently in a phase of this boss battle where I'm trying to start to be able to deal damage to him. I've gotten a lot of his attacks down, at least his early ones down defensively, but I'm trying to figure out how to capitalize on when I can deal damage to him. So let's see if we can actually knock a health bar or two off of him this time. Oh boy.
Let's do this. No chance.
There. Nope. There. Nope. There.
Heal. You lost. Break.
Oh, I missed it. Oh.
Got this. You thought
Oh man, I messed up the pattern big time. I forgot what the air step command was. No. All right, well, we'll leave it there for now. Dude, I'm getting nervous, chat. I'm getting nervous. Well, one of my goals was I had to beat this guy by the end of the event. I still need to try to do that. We're gonna have to just like buckle down on it next week. I need your help, chat. I need your help. All right. So